Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I First and foremost, I want us to discuss the appropriate study skills that you need as an undergraduate, at least for you to achieve excellence in your study activities on campus. If you check your LMS, the first topic there is appropriate study skills, which means there are two keywords that stand out from that title. The first one is study, and the second one is a skill. When we talk about now, the first one I want us to start with is what is studying. Almost everybody claims to be studying when they are reading. Some believe that studying is just when you have books in your bag and you are a student on campus. No. In fact, some people, when they are asked, well, where are you coming from? He or she will say, I'm coming from Yaba College of Technology. Congratulations. Are you a student there? Say yes. And the next question will be, what are you studying? Now, the question is, what is studying? Studying is simply defined as the process involved in learning or gaining requisite knowledge in a particular field of study. If you're a student in Yaba College of Technology, you must have been admitted to study a particular course, whether banking and finance, whether biz admin, mass communication, or science lab technology. These are different areas of specializations for any student on campus. But why does the word study come in? Simply because you are required to learn or gain requisite knowledge in that field of study. You cannot be admitted to study public administration and claim to become an expert in banking and finance. Whatever you be doing for the period of 2 years for your ND program and 2 years additional year for the HND program will be channeled towards making you a professional in that field of study that you have applied for. And that's what makes you a specialist, at least at the undergraduate level in that field. So that's why the definition comes as gaining requisite knowledge, not the general knowledge. Fine, you may be asked to take some minor courses, or what we call GNS courses. These are courses that have their own roles to play in your journey of academic in your journey of academic enterprise. So all these so if you are in banking, for example, all the courses you'll be offering in the department will focus basically on banking related courses and some GNS courses, maybe English, French, depending on the requirement stated in the departmental curriculum. Now so that's why I repeat again, studying is the process involved in learning, that word is key, and gaining requisite knowledge. So the knowledge you'll be acquiring at the end of the day is requisite, in the sense that it is focused. It is not general. You cannot say I'm studying banking and finance, I'm studying mass communication, I'm studying SLT. No. You cannot become a jack of all trades and a master of none. Therefore, your knowledge is requisite. Now, the next question is, what is a skill? Many people would define a skill as a talent or as a gift from God. No. Everybody has one talent or a gift. But that's not my area of focus this morning. My area of focus is what is a skill. A skill is simply defined as a practice ability to do something well. For example, if you are a talented singer, most of us know the Kiss Daniel of this world. These are hip hop song artists who are making waves in the music industry. Why they have succeeded so well is because they have been consistent on their skill. They have been consistent on improving the talent given to them by God. So if, for example, you are a footballer and you stay away from training, or you lack self-discipline, and one day you just pick up your jerseys and pair of boots and you say you want to go and start playing, you will not play up to 15 minutes on the field before you collapse. Why? Because it is a skill that requires consistency and regularity. The same thing applies to your studying. The same thing applies to your studying. You studying a particular course does not give you the leverage to just choose when and how you study. I'm not comfortable. I cannot come and die. All these assignments are too much. All of these are layman excuses that will put you on a disadvantage at the end of your course of study in comparison with your peer mates. Your mates. So that's why we simply define a skill as a practice ability to do something well. It must be practiced on a regular basis. You should have a timetable that keeps you abreast of what you are to do, when to do them, and how to do them. So you have to sharpen that skill that you have come to do or to achieve on campus. Coming on campus is not just for you to just come and hang out and play, waste your time. No, you have a limited time to fulfill a purpose, and for you to fulfill that purpose, there is a time frame, and there is also a responsibility on your shoulder, and that is what you should do that is what is classified as your own skill, as a skill, ability to do something well. You're able to do it well. Your competence improves simply because you do it regularly. You don't do it when you feel like doing it, or you see your friends doing it. In fact, it's so funny that some of our students wait until exam period before they start reading. No, it's a wrong approach to studying. Exam period is a time for revision, a time for revision and reviewing what you have learnt over the months. Not a time where you start saying, I cannot go to church. I have an exam. They ask you why. I say, I have an exam. Temilade, go and fetch water. Mommy, I cannot go. Why? I have a paper tomorrow morning. An exam period should be a period of time where you relax your brain and revise what you have learned over a period of time based on repeated practice. And that's what separates an A student from an average student. An average student always has an excuse for what an A student will do. What an A student will do gladly with passion, a D student will always have reasons. Me that I don't have money. Me that I cannot do this. All of these are just layman excuses. Now let's put it back into context. What is the study skill? Study skill is which means you have to be doing it consistently based on your own time frame and choice of timetable. For even the college itself as an institution has a calendar year for the lecturers within which they must operate and conclude their classes. The same thing applies to you as an undergraduate. You are studying this course with a time frame. Therefore, stay within your time so that you can achieve what you need to achieve. Now, the next topic is, what are the basic study skills? Now, for me, I will put it this way. What are the conditions that can affect your study skills, whether positively or negatively? I call number one a place of study. As an undergraduate, ask yourself a question: do I have a place of study? Number two, study time. Number three, learner's personality. Number four, availability of textbooks and resource materials. Number five, formation of study group. And number six, adequate rest. Number seven, concentration. Let me stop at those seven. Let me just explain them briefly. Now, the first one is a place of study. A place of study is a place where a student is expected, or a venue for personal studying. It is not a place where you go with your friends to go and be discussing what Ronaldo is earning per year. A place of study is what you need to have to enhance your study skill. A place of study is not a place where you put pornographic materials on the wall, like in our own days, where we used to have the big pictures of Rihanna. Some of my classmates will have it in their room. Biggie, Tupac on the wall. No. Some of us in our you must have a place of study, a venue where you go regularly, not when you feel like going there. You should go there regularly because you have a goal in mind. So a place of study should be the number one priority on your mind for you to achieve improve academic success. If you don't have a place of study, I advise you to start thinking about it. It could be a school library, it could be your personal. Some of you are living alone because you are online students. Your room can be chosen as your venue for personal studying, and it is not a place where you go and be pinging. Some of us, our phones are our problem, especially our iPhone 13 Pro Max. Every time ping, you are reading, you are picking up calls, you are responding to chats. All of this will undermine your ability to achieve maximum academic success. A place of study, number one. Number two, to save time of study. There is 24 hours for everybody in the world, whether you like it or not. God will not, because of you, increase it to 25 hours. 24 hours is for everybody, and that's what separates the rich from the poor. What the rich do with their own 24 hours is different from what the poor do with their own 24 hours. My question to you as an undergraduate is, what are you using your own 24 hours to do? Part of that 24 hours is for your prayer time, for your daily chores, personal hygiene, for your business, and also you should also include your study time. Even if it's 1 hour per day, that's 7 hours in a week. You have devoted 7 hours of your week to personal studying, time of study. And I don't want you to begin to behave like your friends. Temilade scored very high is in distinction after first semester, and you now approach Temilade, you are not a good friend though. You are in distinction. See my own result, I'm on probation. What happened? And Temilade tells you, I'm studying for 8 hours, and you know your bum cannot sit down for 30 minutes. You too now want to start reading for 8 hours. You are going to crash like a computer, my dear. Everybody should have their own study time. Have your own. Even if it's 1 hour per day, I repeat. Even if it's 1 hour 30 minutes. Nobody becomes a champion in a day. It's a gradual process. Time of study. Some people read well at the early hour of the day when they just wake up from deep sleep. Some people best time of studying is the middle of the night, where they burn midnight candles. Some people own is when they are back at work at night before going to bed. You should have a study time that will not be interfere with other daily activities or itineraries. Number three is learner's personality. Even a set of twins don't behave the same way. There are enduring patterns of thoughts and behavior peculiar to each individual. Don't say because your friend read big almighty textbooks, and you are the mere looking at a big textbook, a voluminous textbook, put you on an edge, and you are looking to you want to go and collect the big textbook by your friend. No, even if it's a small pamphlet that you know your mental capacity can sustain. Don't be your friends. Don't study under peer pressure. Everybody, understand yourself. Understand who you are first. If your own capacity is just to read 1 hour, like I said earlier on, it's okay. Learner's personality. Everybody, no two individuals have the same personality trait. But there are things that can undermine your ability to study well. That's it, based on your personality traits. Some of us, we don't know how to forgive. Some of us, we don't even know how to say I'm sorry. Now, how does that come into studies? I will tell you. You are in a class with someone, or you are living in a building, or you are in a place of work with someone, and the person has offended you. Let's put it that way. Not that you offended the person. The person has offended, and even though the person has said sorry or not, in your mind, you have already tied down the person, and you are studying, and the person walks past in front of you. You are going to be distracted. Or some of us, we just have this big, whenever we are in our place of study, that's when we remember something that we needed to do. Or your uncle that is coming from Canada with some juicy packages for you. All of these things will interfere in your abilities to study and achieve something during your study time. Understand yourself. Whatever distractions that can affect you should be taken away. Then the next one is availability of textbooks and resource materials. I often say something to students. When you go to a carpentry shop, What are the items you find there? You find working tools, is it not? You find other working items. When you go to an engineer's or mechanic shop, you have working tools that you see that tells you that now I'm no longer in a carpentry workshop. I'm now in a mechanic workshop. The same thing when you go to hospitals. There are things that you see on the tables and the way the people dress that tells you that I'm in an hospital environment. When you call yourself a student, you should have what? Textbooks and resource materials. It is sacrosanct, not optional. But it will be a great disservice to yourself if you allow yourself to be deceived by those who believe that textbooks are not compulsory. Tó bá ń tọ́ mi, I will not don't be deceived. Don't let anybody deceive you. You need textbooks for your own good. After all, it's your books. They are yours. I have mine at home, and they are still relevant to me even many years after graduation. They were still even useful for me during my my postgraduate studies. So why run away from textbooks? If you have the money, buy. But if you don't have the money, no problem. Meet with someone that has a copy and borrow. But don't say, they said we don't need textbook, therefore I'm not it. Because some of you can use your money to buy data, but buy textbook, they said we don't, it's not compulsory. The next one is formation of study group. Nobody is an island. You see, the body of knowledge is an ocean, is like an endless body of ocean. Nobody can get to the end. So we keep evolving and developing every day. So there's always a need for you to partner with someone. So that the person becomes your study partner. Simple. That's why it is called formation of study group. And don't go and don't go and choose someone who wants to become a DJ. And you in your mind, you want to become a professional public administrator or a mass communicator. You now make a friend with a DJ. It's a wrong choice of study partner. My dear, study with someone who you have similar interests at heart, who you have similar goals with, who has a goal where you two are going. I'm not saying a DJ job is a bad job, no. But we are looking at in the context of your present need. You need somebody who shares your vision, who shares your aspirations. The next one is adequate rest. Some of us, because our Dr. Ajibiye has said A, B, C, and D, I must study. You've been busy from morning till night, and in your mind, at the back of your mind, you believe that the best time for you to study is at night. After you have exhausted yourself in the day, maybe your boss did not even give you space, and you got home, there were some unexpected emergencies that came up. Suddenly you are fagged out. You now realize that you have not studied for that day. Dr. Ajibiye said I must study for 1 hour every day. Let me go and study. My dear, you will crash like a computer. Go and rest. Adequate rest is very important for our body. You know why? Because it is the same body that you will assimilate whatever you want to study and read. Okay? The last one is concentration. Some of us, we are so addicted to our phones that it becomes a major problem. Rather than solve our problem, it's even the major problem we are facing. You cannot stay away from our phones. You are in your place of study. Every time, hello is your best friend. Benga, where are you? I'm studying. Okay, I'll call back later. Thank you. You drop the call. After another 3 minutes, you pick again. Cynthia calls your girlfriend or your boyfriend. You pick again and you respond, yes, I'm studying, yes. You drop later, I'll call you back. No. All of these will constitute a barrier to effective studying. Then, the last or not the least is note taking. What is note? But before I talk about note taking, punctuality at lecture is also important in your study skill if you must achieve study effectiveness. Some of us, we stay away from our online classes, or we don't even attend to our online assignments just because we hide under the guise that it's an online class, we are busy. You skip online lectures, and it's even flexible. That's why I'm uploading a video for you to do today, so that you can watch it at the most convenient time for yourself, whether midnight or during the day period. My dear, attend to your assignment and your attend your lectures. When I've received complaint from some lecturers that once they give a time frame for all students to meet, some of them will not be present online. And one good thing about online classes is that you are not being streamed, you are not being pinned down by a structure like you are full-time and part-time students. Your own is so flexible that you choose when and how you attend your lectures, which puts you at an advantage on this program. My dear, don't take the advantage to become a license not to do what you're supposed to do. Punctuality at lectures is so important if you must achieve effectiveness in your studying. Those I will do it when it's convenient for me. It is called what? It is called study skill. Now, what are the tools that we need to study effectively? Number one, we need a dictionary. You must have a dictionary. In fact, there are language dictionaries and there are specialized dictionaries. Every field has its own word dictionary these days. There is a dictionary of medicine. There is a dictionary of banking and engineering. There is a dictionary of engineering. So there is no field that you have been admitted, course that you have been admitted to study, that do not have the word its own dictionary. If you cannot find, then buy the language dictionary. Then number two, there is also what we call an encyclopedia. An encyclopedia is a comprehensive booklet or a reference work material that contains information about all the fields in human endeavor. Your field is there. If you can, there is one in our school library. Anytime you are less busy, you just breeze into the college. You can visit our school library, go to the reference sections, just tell them to show you what is an encyclopedia. You get it. Then the next one that I also want to talk about is note taking. What is note taking? I'll simply say that it is a process of jotting down important information, including facts, figures, and dates, leaving out the less important details. I repeat, note taking is a process of jotting down important information, including facts, figures, and dates. When you attend lectures, you are not expected to be writing everything the lecturer says, word for word, line for line. You are not in the secondary school. You are in the higher institution. So you are expected to take notes when you attend lectures. You are not watching a movie. And let me tell you one advantage of taking notes. A time is coming, you'll be from your place of work, you will be asked to go and represent your boss or your manager at a meeting or at a conference, or there may be a workshop for all the staff in your organization, and you are you are shortlisted among the staff that will be attending the lectures. Then when you come back from the lecture and you ask, what have you gained? You now start telling stories of how beautiful the place was, or how the speaker spoke well. That is not the focus. The question is, what did you come back with from that workshop or that seminar? And for you to be able to answer that question, you must have jotted down some facts, figures, and dates, and that is what it's called. That is what it is called note taking. So when a speaker comes on board, for example, there is always a title. Like I started today with what? Appropriate study skills. I have defined what is study, what is a skill, what is study skills, what are the factors that enhance study skills, and now I've talked about study tools. Then now we are talking about note taking. Every speaker comes with a title and delivers the lecture in line with the title. So what you do when you are seated among the audience is for you to take a jotter or a piece of exercise book and be noting down some things, especially facts. Facts are things, either it could be definitions, it could be advantages or disadvantages. Under facts, it could be definitions, it could be advantages or disadvantages. Under figures, maybe dates are mentioned by the speaker, maybe year, who founded what and when, why. All these are facts and figures. Data, what about data? What about dates? Data. So all of these are things that you know, that when the speaker begins to talk how Shagari took over how the military government took over from Shagari, and he as a lecturer was affected. You now put that down. You now put that in your notes when the topic on the board is marketing strategy. So it's an aberration. You should avoid that. Try to stay focused whenever you attend your lectures, seminars, and do what and take notes. And one of the things you must understand when you are taking notes, you need to understand is that concentration is key. If you are in the hall or you are online and you are busy doing something, some of us, you be in the class, you are doing something in your mouth, you are eating something, so you are eating and listening. Some of you are in the lecture room, you are listening and you are pinging. Some of you are in the lecture room, you are listening to a lecture and you are gisting with your friend. You cannot jot a good note. Note taking is important. Now, what are the techniques that you need to adopt from? What are the techniques? Basic techniques for note taking. Number one, always write out the title of the lecture or topic of discussion. Every topic, like I started with, has a title. Number two is draw a good outline. A good outline is when you have section A. Maybe the lecturer comes on the podium online and says, our today's topic is titled ABC. You put it down, ABC. Now, let's first start with the definition of A. What is an A? And A is defined as A, B, blah, 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 blah. You put it down. That is section A. Now, it now says, okay, under this A, in our reference to definition of A, I want you to note this following. Number one, factors that can make you to achieve A. You can now have A point Roman figure 1, then Roman figure A, Roman figure 2, A, Roman figure 3. As the speaker lists out those things, you put them as subheadings under the heading A. Then it now goes to the next topic. Let's talk about B. What is B? Okay, B, you now focus on B. Now you have moved away from A, Roman figure 1, 2, 3. You're now on B. So you create another heading under that B by talking about B. Then if there are subheadings too, you do the same as you did for A. Then number 3 is you use what? You identify and write briefly, main point only. Like I've said repeatedly today, main point is your focus. Whenever is the focus of note taking. You are taking notes, you are not writing notes. They are not the same thing. Note taking is that you are picking what is relevant to the topic at hand, not everything the lecturer says. In secondary school, while I was a teacher in secondary school, we were forced to write notes. Go read the textbook, form a big note, exercise notes, give it to the class captain to write on the board for students to copy and take it home and read. That is secondary school. This is higher institution. Here you will get your own books, you will do your own jottings, and the best way to achieve this, the best technique to adopt is taking note, and that's why the title is what? Note taking. The next one is use appropriate or precise words. I often advise students, you don't have to write everything in full. The conglomeration of the phenomena of today's world, and you want to write the conglomeration. Even before you finish the conglomeration, the lecturer has gone far ahead of you. Before you now, in fact, some of you do not even know how to spell word. You now be looking for who to spell phenomena or conglomeration for you. You will be far behind while your mates are ahead if you don't adopt this technique. And what is that technique? The technique of using what? Concise or precise words to what? To jot down your words, to jot down your note. Except for technical or scientific terms. Even some scientific terms have abbreviations, like carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide. They all have their what? Their symbols, abbreviations that can be used to represent them. When you now get back to your place of study later on, you can now translate all these abbreviated terms and shorthands in what? In full length. So now the next and the last topic is note making. What is note making? Simply put, note making is what you do when you form your own notes in your place of study. It's not the same thing as note taking. Note taking is what you do when you are attending lectures. A speaker is on a podium or online delivering a lecture, so you are jotting down main point only. But note making is what you do when you are in your place of your study or you are reading in the library. You know, you have a textbook that contains millions of facts and data and information. Now these facts, you don't need everything. As you are reading the area, maybe there are 25 chapters in the textbook, and for the semester there are only 5 chapters that concern the topic at hand. As you are reading these 5 chapters, you'll be forming your own notes. The process of forming your notes is known as note making. What you are doing, I am making my own note from what I read from the textbook or reference materials at home. You now see where availability of textbooks come in and resource materials. So that is what we do when we make notes. So it is let me put it this way. Note making is the act of writing down essential information when you are reading or reviewing your lecture notes. When you get to you harmonize the information in your lecture notes based on what the lecturer or the speaker said, and you check the textbook that you have at home and try to reconcile the information and ensure what consistency, so that at the point of exam you are not confused. Not that the lecturer says A and B is in the textbook. No. If you notice that, then you call the attention of the lecturer to it in the next class. Don't assault any lecturer, because he's also human. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is note making. So when you get to the point of your place of study, what you are doing is simply known as note making. You should have a separate note for that you will be kept in your place of study, so that when you go to school or anytime you are going to your place of study, is not something you move about. It should be on the desk for your own reference, which comes back to my starting point. Exam period is not a period of reading. Exam period is a period where you review what you have jotted down, the notes you have made. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the point I want to end today's lecture. So if you have questions, you can drop it. You should drop it on the platform. I would like to address your questions. I love it when students ask me questions. You know why? Because I also want to learn. Learning is like the endless body of ocean. You cannot get to the depths. Asking questions also help others to have a new perspective of what they already know. Another advantage of asking questions is that it gives the lecturer to also express himself more, to know that you are participatory in the lecture notes. At this point, I would like to end today's lecture. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you again next time. Thank you.